So let's start with a disclaimer. This material is shared and used for educational purposes only, in the hope that it will help others experiencing the psychological violence associated with gang stalking and being a targeted individual. So this information is from a website called targetedjustice.com. And it is the Gangstalking Training Manual. Yes, there is one out there, folks. Gangstalking Training Manual. So let's talk a little bit about the author of this information. And there's a book out there called Black Light on Black Shadows, and that's by Dr. Rooney Kildare, MD. And she was a chief medical officer for Northern Finland, where she became aware of the government's gang stalking program. She wrote a book exposing the targeted individual program that included the training manual for gang stalking. This use of British spellings suggests that it may have been originally written by British intelligence agents. And you can read this yourself, folks. I'm just reading it in case you are more inclined to listening than reading. So let's move on. Okay, so we're going to go straight into it. We're going to start at number 1, and this is general. Okay, so this is how they kick it, folks. General. Operations in general are of the active surveillance type. Passive surveillance is watching a target covertly to obtain information about the target. Active surveillance can include information gathering, but it also includes the agent making the target aware they are under surveillance. Beyond active surveillance, agents perform acts to keep the target uncomfortable around the clock. Did you get that? Yeah. Although operations are silently approved of and covered for by the official justice system, they are not seen as criminal in nature by citizens who do not have a strong sense of right and wrong. Agents must take great care that each and every act of punishment is, in capital letters, deniable. This means that should the target complain to police or, in brackets, any other officials or friends, neighbours, family members or doctors, the nature of punishment must be seen as the target's overactive imagination, or better yet, an indication the target is mentally ill. Wow. The system has worked for years to recruit the medical establishment, to recruit the medical establishment to help maintain deniability. And today, most targets are immediately labelled mentally ill and often forced onto antipsychotic medication when they complain. But their agents must still do their part skillfully, in brackets, to perform acts of punishment so that almost anyone the target complains to will deny a crime against the target has taken place. As an agent, you will be trained in how to do this. So this is basically the training manual that the agents go through. Okay, so moving on to the next paragraph. The system has been blessed, you hear that? Blessed with advanced technology which enables heavy punishment at times the target is in their home, silently through walls, and this is very deniable. Agents must pass their initial training and demonstrate a high level of commitment to maintain community safety and the ability to operate deniability before they will be considered for advanced electronic punishment training. Electronic punishment training is beyond the scope of this manual. The organization is very fortunate in that we have been able to recruit top specialists to back up field operations people. Psychologists are the key to finding ways to maximize feelings of stress and hopelessness in the target, and degrading the target's health from many individual minor invasive punishment acts. Wow. Technicians in all fields, telecommunications, electric power, building electrical and alarm systems, and utility employees in all fields use their positions to inflict many absolutely normal-looking problems on targets on an ongoing basis. And of course, the services of many skilled locksmiths are invaluable to this. As a community-based agent, CBA in brackets, you will have the privilege, let me repeat that, privilege of working with a team capable of delivering better justice than the official system. Right, so that was just a general outlook on how they're trained. And then we're going to move on to number 2, surveillance. Surveillance is the foundation of all operations. Both community-based agent, CBA in brackets, visual surveillance and advanced electronic surveillance are used. This chapter will cover only local agents' visual surveillance. Your local lead agent will schedule surveillance watches for each target in that community. Every target will have at least one CBA. Oh, how lucky we are. Every target will have at least one CBA watching them at all times, even while at home and asleep. Each CBA surveillance team will be given a cell phone number for reporting target actions and movement to the local control center in brackets CC. Actions to be reported include but are not limited to: target turns lights on to start the day. Target uses toilet or shower. Target exits residence. Target drives away. Target arrives at work, or target shops or visits any other establishment or location. Target arrives home. Target eats meal at home or in a restaurant. Target engages in sexual activity. Target turns lights off at the end of the day. Target turns lights on in the middle of the night. Target travels out of town. Yes, my silence is astonishment. Okay, so we're moving on to the next paragraph. Some of these observations will be performed by the Electronic Corps, in brackets EC. But CBAs should attempt to make and report as many detailed observations of the target activity as possible. The reason such detail is necessary is that the punishment phase of active surveillance requires that supervisors customize each punishment action to match the personality of the target. The need to make each punishment action appear to be life's normal breaks. One important punishment function of surveillance is to sensitize the target. Targets are never told they are under surveillance or being punished. Instead, close active surveillance and other activities happening far too frequently to be written off as life's normal breaks will eventually cause the target to realize they are under surveillance and punishment. Sorry, stunned silence again. Moving on. As a community-based agent, CBA, you will be given specific instructions on exactly when, where, and how to carry out punishment actions. As long as you carry out punishment instructions exactly as given, there is no way the target will be believed if they complain, and you will not be exposed to risk of action by law enforcement. How well the punishment actions work depends on how accurate and complete your reports are in the many situations. The control center, CC, acquires access to properties or apartments immediately next to the target's home or apartments. Because EC, Electronic Corps, has through-the-wall surveillance and punishment equipment, they will be reporting target activity along with community-based agents. In a typical setup, CBAs may be posted in a parked car where the target's home or apartment can be observed overnight, for example. Well, so you're just a normal person just going about your business, and they're spending all of this time, energy and focus and money all on you. It is beyond belief, really, isn't it? So let's move on. Let's not give it that much energy. This is just for information purposes only, for educational purposes only. So I'm just giving you the facts, folks, just so you know you're not going crazy. So moving on to the next paragraph. In this setup, the CBA in the car may be instructed to call using walkie-talkie style cell phones. Another CBA in brackets or team waiting or patrolling by car nearby to follow the target, or you may be assigned to follow the target yourself, if you're lucky. You will receive instructions from your local center as to following the target. This is ridiculous. Truly, truly ridiculous. Targets in transit may be either covertly or visibly followed. When in doubt, hang back a bit and contact the center for instructions. So you got to get your little instructions from the center. So you got to contact the center for your instructions, as targets in transit can present many anticipated situations. Yeah, they're on the move, living their lives, basically. The center will always have the target's position monitored. So if a target gives the CBA the slip, it will assign other appropriate community-based agents to pick up the target at the earliest opportunity. Be sure to notify the control center immediately if you lose the target. So last little paragraph here, and we're going to end it here. When applying the visible following of a target, making the target uncomfortable because of your presence, you will be given instructions as to when to break off the following. So as long as they make you feel uncomfortable, and then they'll leave you alone after they've made you feel uncomfortable until the next time. Another CBA or CBA team may pick up the visible following. Oh, okay, so they don't stop there. They just give it to another team member to pick up the following. Okay. Another CBA or CBA team may pick up the visible following, but once you have broken away, they advise that you are clear and ready for the next assignment. So we're going to leave it until next time. Next time we will be covering number 3, intercepts. So I hope you found that helpful. I hope that lets you know that the things that are happening around your home or outside of your home, things that you might be questioning your instincts or your intuition. Well, this gives you absolute proof that this is really happening and this is really a thing. So we will cover intercepts next time. Until then, shalom, 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 shalom.